Hello, darlings, and welcome to the first episode of Debrief with a Diva. I am your host, Brock, aka Paint by Brock, aka the Diva Down Under, aka the Diva. I've got many names, I've got many titles, don't you worry. It's the first episode. How fun of the Diva Debrief. I feel like I've said that 40 times already. So if you don't know the name, it's Diva Debrief or Debrief with a Diva. I should say I got that wrong already. God, we're going well, dull, aren't we? Far out. I'm going to get deep into the reasoning why I'm going to do the podcast, but you want to know what the single reason was? Number one, I loved chatting shit at the masterclasses and I loved talking about a topic I'm interested in. And also, I loved getting asked questions from the divas. And number two, I had a follower who said to me, can you tell us more about yourself? I feel like I know you, but I also don't know much about you, which is really interesting because I post so much online, but then I also haven't really said much about my personal life, my background, my upbringing, anything. So I thought, why fucking not? Especially for the first episode, I may as well give you guys some context on why I'm doing all this. I thought I'd start off with more about me, my upbringing, and where I'm from. Now, I live down under, babe. I'm here in Australia. I live in Brisbane currently, which is the third largest city in Australia. It's a beautiful city. It's really chill. We're on a gorgeous river, and it is stunning, but it is warm up here. So it gets quite hot in summer. It's a little bit cooler in winter, but our winters here are normally very beautiful. But I'm from a very small town originally called Carcoar in New South Wales. So it's a little bit more further down and inland in New South Wales. If you're from overseas, you're probably like, what is he actually fucking talking about? But look it up in the map. It's a really interesting town, Carcoar. And Carcoar, I grew up there for most of my life. It had 200 people. It was really small. It's a beautiful little quaint town. It's very, very old. There's still lots of old architecture there. And they actually film a lot of TV and movie series there because it is so old. It's super popular. Lots of movies have recently been filmed there and have been in the cinemas. And it's really cool. It's a really cool town to come from. And I actually would still live there, only the fact that it's not close enough to a city. So it is a beautiful little town that I grew up at, and I'm really grateful that I had some time there. But a diva has to spread wings. A diva has to get to the city. Yeah, not for my job, so you can't live in Carcoar in a town of 200 and want to do people's glam and have them pay for it because it's just not going to happen. Now, more about my upbringing, Dylan. I'm from the country. I'm talking rural New South Wales, babe. So I used to go out to my nan and pop's farm all the time when I was a kid, babe. I was riding the motorcycles, I was rounding up the cows, I was drenching the sheep, Dylan. I was shearing the sheep. I wasn't actually physically shearing the sheep. I did help though. Yeah, babe, I don't think I could shear a full sheep. Not a part of my fantasy. But anyway, I was crutching, I was doing all the things, babe. Full country kid. But babe, there was always a diva inside. Trust me. I used to get on the back of my pop's ute. If you're not from Australia, a ute is a pickup truck, babe. And I used to do little dance recitals and pretend I was literally Beyonce on the back of that ute doing a performance for all the cows and the sheep, babe. I'm not even kidding you. You're born a diva, babe. It's just a part of you. Or you're born gay, babe. I'm sorry. I was a queen. I was putting on my nan's lipstick. I was doing shows. I had the air freshener to pretend it was a smoke machine. I had the full diva moment early on, and now I get to be a diva online, so it's amazing. But yes, I come from a really small country town area, and I had to spread my wings 4 years. No, fuck, not 4 years ago. Oh my God, it's gone so quick. I moved in 2020 by myself, and then my family came up with me in the end. So it's amazing. We all live together. It's really chill. Because God, the cost of living right now, love. But we're not going to be a Debbie Downer about that. But it is. It's really expensive, and I've got plans to go elsewhere and live. So it's perfect for this. I get to save a bit more money that way. Now, a little more about me. I actually didn't finish high school. I hated high school. I really did not enjoy it. I left maybe 2 terms from the HSC. And if you're not from Australia, the HSC is the last exam when you're in year 12. So you're about 17, 18 years old at that time. I hated it. I was already working at this point. I was wagging school. I wasn't going. My mum really wanted me to finish, but I just really was disinterested. People were shit to me all throughout high school. So I think by that time, I was just checked out mentally. I knew I didn't want to do it. And I think in my head, I actually wanted to do well in life and kind of prove those people wrong. Not that I need to, though, because the only person in this world I actually need to impress impress is myself. And, you know, I made my mum proud. So it's funny that I think about that now, but I don't give a fuck. Obviously, it's like sweet revenge when you start doing well. You're like, oh, okay, you bullied me for doing makeup, but now I make double what you make and I'm happy. So yeah, but it's also not about the money. It's just about the thing of like, oh, you picked on me in school and now it's my full-time job. Okay, honey, how's the football career going? But it's not going very well for you. Yeah, it never fucking does. Oh, mate, what did you do to tear your ACL? Is that why you didn't go pro, babe? Or is it because you were rude and mean? Anyway, we're not going into that. That's a whole different fucking episode. And yes, I actually didn't finish school. And I think back when I was in school, I always had this mentality. Back then, I was like going to be the next fucking Jeffree Star. That's not the goal right now. The goal is to be the best makeup artist I can be and create cool content online and just be happy with what I'm putting out. But back then, I knew I was like, I'm going to work for myself one day. Like, I'm going to be a makeup artist, X, Y, and Z. As soon as I moved to Brisbane, I started working on that. I worked for Napoleon. I worked for Mecca. I now do a bit of freelance work for Channel 7, which if you're not in Australia, it's a news station, which is really, really fun. And the majority of my work now is actually freelancing, which is really cool. I'll get to glare the Divas for a living, which again, everything I've got right now is something that I've worked really hard for or manifested. So that's a little bit more about me, my upbringing, and my journey until now. Now, I wanted to get into a little bit more of why I'm actually doing the podcast. Now, there's multiple reasons, but when I was at my masterclasses, which if you didn't come to one, they were really fun and I think everybody really liked them and I'm just really grateful that I got to do that. But the Q&A bits were some of my favorite sections of the masterclass where people get to ask questions. And I'm not saying I know everything, but babe, do I have an opinion on things? Absolutely. Am I going to chat shit about something even though I didn't know that that question was going to get answered? Yes. So I loved talking and interacting about topics that I'm interested in. So I thought, why not, babe? Like, why don't I ramble on a podcast with either myself or somebody else? And this is definitely a skill that I want to hone in on, babe. Doing a podcast is a new thing. Talking to practically myself for an hour is also another skill. I just want to get something else out there. I want to get some more creative content going because it's not just about makeup. And I love fucking makeup so much, but that has now turned into my job. So I've got to kind of have other creative avenues. Bruce the creative brain, let's say. Also, I had someone message me and they were like, oh, like, I want to know more about you. And I was like, all right, well, let me get on the podcast and start chatting absolute shit. Another huge thing is I want people to virtually network, babe. I'm going to have some really interesting people on these podcasts, but learning from different people. I don't think we ever stop learning. And I think we learn from different people within the industry, whether they're a makeup artist, whether they're a model, whether they're an entrepreneur. I learn in so many different avenues. And I think that's so important to talk to different people. And I'm actually going to learn from these podcasts. Don't you worry. I've got questions to ask people that I'm interested in, that I want to learn. I know the people at home that are listening and watching are going to learn something, which I love. I just love it. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Now, the past year for me has been super crazy. June last year is when I posted my first silly Instagram reel and it hit 1 million followers. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And for ages, people were always saying to me, babe, you need to like show your personality online. Like you are your brand, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, oh my God, like, yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's not translating. It's not going. I was definitely myself in those videos. Was I as confident as what I am now? Absolutely not. Was I trying to curate everything a little bit too much? Absolutely. And was I really not giving a fuck about what people think? Absolutely not. Now, all those three things out the window, babe. If I post something and it flops, don't give a fuck. Back then, would have really cared. I posted that video thinking, oh my God, should I post it? Should I post it? Now I'm just posting it. Post it. Who cares? That really shifted my mindset. From June to December were those really kind of like testing stages for me. And I got to 10K by December, which was really, 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 really cool. I worked very hard for that. I had about 3,000 before, so that's about 7,000 followers, right? I had 3 or 4 videos hit well over 1 million views and people started to really know who I am and my personality started to slip out a little bit more, darling. And, the Diva came out, babe. The Diva was always there, but that definitely was crazy. Now, in December, I had a lot of questions about running masterclasses because when you post funny content, that's what I love. That's my personality, but I love makeup artistry. When I post those funny videos, millions of people are seeing them. And then that translates to people following you. And then people start to fall in love with the makeup. And the makeup is the thing that I actually love. And being a makeup artist, doing artistry and being creative. So then people in return want to, learn what you do. And that's when people started asking for masterclasses. And I was a bit nervous. Me, a year ago, if you said, are you running masterclasses? I would have said, absolutely fucking not. No confidence, bit too nervy for stuff like that. But you know what? I was like, I'm going to give it a try. So I filmed my promos, and then comes around February, I sold 50 tickets, which 50 was my limit because I wanted to keep the classes small. And I had some amazing sponsors on board, and they were their first time sponsoring a lot of the brands. So I didn't want to ask for too much, but 50 tickets. And I did Sydney, Melbourne, Hobart, and Brisbane. And it was just unbelievable. It's honestly changed everything. Within a year, I'm up to probably 20,000 followers, if not more, by the time you're listening to this. But 20,000 followers, I've done 4 masterclasses. I'm now, getting beautiful product from amazing brands who want me to try things, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But the followers isn't the main thing. Me being myself was always the thing. And then the followers came with that, which, if you're struggling with Instagram now, trust me, you just need to be you. And I know people say that, but the thing I say at my masterclasses, and that's the easiest thing for people to digest, is be who you are around your friends online. Prop your phone up and pretend you're on, FaceTime with a friend, chatting shit. That is the easiest way. And that's the most receptive way people are going to want to watch your content, because they feel like you're being authentic and they feel like they already know you. That is the biggest thing. But yeah, that's been my year. It's been absolutely crazy. I set a goal of how much I wanted to make financially, and I've definitely surpassed that, which is really cool. And again, I pay that back to posting content online. The masterclasses, people buying my online masterclass replay, which is really cool. I'm definitely going to do some more online education because I find that really fun. My kit, the kit doll, fuck, the kit. Lots of people are probably fucking listening because of the kit. Babe, the kit has had millions and millions and millions of views. And I've got 3 kits. That's also something that's really popped off. But when you start posting online and stuff starts shifting, you start to get confidence, you start to, do different things, explore different things. And it's just incredible. So the past year for me has been super formative, and I'm so excited to see what the next year has. And it can happen for you. It can happen for anybody. Trust me, as long as you put your fingers to the editing apps and you edit those reels and get them out there, you never know what can happen. I wanted to brush on something else. People who in the industry, or anyone really, who inspires me. And there's lots of people. There's lots and lots and lots of people, but I'm going to name a few. But please just know there are so many, probably more, that I'm going to forget. But as soon as I start scrolling on that bloody Instagram, I'm going to think about it. But I wanted to name a few. First and foremost, Ellie DeBridge. I love this girl so much. She's such a babe. She's actually coming up on the podcast, and I think it will be the next episode, which is really exciting. But Ellie DeBridge, she is just a phenomenal artist. She does these beautiful, glitzy, ethereal glams. I think she's so talented. She works with a multitude of skin tones, which is so important in our industry, especially in Australia. And just an incredible artist. I'm so inspired by her little sparkly glams. I'm just inspired by her work so much. Another person, Kelsey Bain. We all know Kelsey Tal. She's just incredible. Seriously, I am just so inspired by her business mindset. I love, I'm a girl's gay, babe. I'm a girl's gay. I love my girly pops. I love women. Like, I'm so inspired women. All my divas, my music taste, it's all, it's women. I just love women. I'm such a girl's gay. I come from a single mum household, so I love my women. I come from a girl's gay background. Anyway, I digress. But I just love seeing a boss diva, honey. I love seeing a boss diva, and Kelsey Bain is that. She is just incredible. Her multiple income streams are so inspiring, working outside of what you think's possible as a makeup artist. She's just incredible, and I find her incredibly inspiring. I actually did her glam in November, and listening to her masterclass, it was just incredible. It was such a beautiful experience, and I just think she's amazing. Another person is Gary V. Dullen. If you haven't seen Gary V's content online, I think he's just amazing. He's very business mindset. He talks about the importance of posting natural, organic content every single day. And I think that's been the biggest change within the past year. I wish I discovered him earlier, but now I'm seeing his content as someone who has progressed in my career and has posted more content. Definitely have a watch. If you're a baby MUA, it's not necessarily makeup content, but if you're a baby MUA, if you're an entrepreneur, it's really, really good shit. I'd rather put his stuff on YouTube and watch that than watch TikTok. And I'm going to rattle off a couple of people that inspire me within the artistry realm. Soraya, the most beautiful, talented, and kind artist in Sydney, Australia. If you're not following Soraya, she's amazing. Etienne Ortega in Los Angeles. He does all the pop divas. Christina, Lana, he's so talented. Love his ethereal glams. Raquel Beauty, love his lashes. Incredible, beautiful product. He does Queen Bee Dylan, so of course I absolutely love him. And I'm also going to say Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Slater, all these incredible female artists are just so unbelievably inspiring to me. And I just love them all. Like, you listen to their music and it evokes emotion. I want to do that with my content. So I find that's a really inspiring. There's many definitions to the term diva. I personally think a diva is someone sassy, feminine, knows who they are, quick-witted, and there's probably so many more, but some people see a diva as someone who's rude and not very friendly. But on this podcast, a diva is the first one. All right? Now, every podcast episode, myself or my guest is going to be allowed to have a rude diva moment. And today I'm going to be the one having the rude diva moment. And I just moved house. I know it was all over my stories. I've got these beautiful studio, which I'm so grateful to have now. Got these 4 walls, which can stray me girls, and I can chat shit now, which is lovely. And hence why I'm doing the podcast. I'm not going to lie. I fucking hate moving, and moving can get stuffed. Moving and cleaning. I don't mind cleaning because obviously we have to do that. I don't live in a pigsty. But when you leave a house, why is there more fucking dust than you could ever imagine? It's like, was I actually living in this? But I hate cleaning and moving. It is just the bane of my existence. It's so unpleasant. My body was sore. I smelt at the end of the day. I was breaking out with pimples. I felt dirty. I've never driven so much in my life. It costs too much. It's just an unbelievably shit time. So that's my diva moment that I'm having today. Moving sucks. Cleaning the house out after you leave sucks. Getting rid of too much shit sucks. Okay, that's my diva moment. But now I'm here. I'm feeling very good. I am feeling very, very good. I'm here right now. And if you haven't seen on my Instagram, I'm going to be posting a lot more content from my studio because a lot of people have been asking. I'm going to say it. Fuck moving. That's my diva moment for the day, Dylan. Now, we've come to an end on the first episode, and I know, you're probably like, I really want to hear this gay, raspy voice for another hour and a half. But aren't you lucky, Dylan, that I'm going to be back for plenty more? And you can also hear me chat absolute crap on my Instagram or TikTok or YouTube short style at Paint by Brock. And soon, more online education is coming. But I'd like to say thank you so much for listening to the first episode, Dylan. But yes, oh my God, first episode done and dusted. I kind of slayed. I'm not going to lie, guys. This was the second time I had to record this because everything, stuffed up. So this is the second time recording this. So let's hope it's better than the first. But there's a lot more coming, though. This is just a taste of the diva that's about to come out, lovey. And I'll see you, divas, in the next episode of Debrief with a Diva.